Hi, I know some of you are struggling with the wolf story on Aladdin Connect, so I'm just going to re-record it on my phone and hopefully it'll work for you then, okay? So, you looked at the cover of this story yesterday, boys and girls. It's called The Wolf Story, and you made some predictions about what you thought the story was going to be about, and you came up with some I wonder questions, and you also made some connections to another story. So the connection I thought of was the Three Little Pigs, because there was a wolf in that story. So I was kind of thinking maybe the wolf won't be very nice, because the wolf in the Three Little Pigs, he was bad. So I'm going to read the story, but I'm going to stop at certain times and just ask some questions. So your mommy or daddy might just need to pause the story so you can answer the question, okay? All right. It's called The Wolf Story. And up along the top it says, what really happened to Little Red Riding Hood? Okay, and the author is Toby Forward and the illustrator is Isar Cohen. No, please, look at me. Would I lie to you? It was the old woman who started it. I did nothing wrong, would I? We hit it off right from the beginning. Not everyone likes wolves, do they? Look at you. You're not certain. Would you like to come and sit a bit closer while I tell you about the kid? I don't bite. No? You sure? Okay, up to you. So the question I just want you to think about now that I've read that far is, do you believe that the wolf is telling the truth when he said he did nothing wrong? Anyway, I did odd jobs for the old woman. Called her grandma. We were close. I put up shelves, did the shopping, tidied the garden. I even altered her clothes. Sewed on buttons, that sort of thing. I'm very versatile. Sort of a new wolf. Vegetarian cuisine, a speciality. If I eat any more lettuce, I'll turn green. But that's too much information. Are you sure you wouldn't like to sit just a little bit closer? Okay, and the question I want you to think about there is, would you sit close to him? And how is this wolf different than the wolf we read about in the puppet show? If you can remember that far back when Meg and Mel went to the puppet show and there was a wolf in that. How is the wolf different to this wolf? Every week the kid called with a basket of toffee. I tell you, that toffee was so bad it made Grandma's teeth stick together. And you don't want toffee messing up your false teeth. But Grandma looked forward to seeing the kid. She even made her a red cape so she could see her coming. Did anyone ever make me a cape? Me, I didn't like the kid being there. She never spoke to me. She seemed nervous. Can you believe that? When Little Red was there, I felt left out. I tried to join in. I even offered to eat the toffee, and that stuff could ruin a wolf's good teeth. So you can see how I tried. But they just ignored me. Okay, and the question I want you to think about there is, how did the wolf feel when Little Red Riding Hood came to visit? And did you ever feel like that? The day it happened was like this. I saw the kid coming with her big basket of toffee. I was out looking for fresh herbs in the forest, and I tried to pass the time of day with her. But she pretended not to know me and hurried on. That's the sort of kid she is. Like I'm frightening, eh? Okay, and the question I want you to think about there is, why do you think that Little Red Riding Hood pretended not to know the wolf? Then I scooted back the quick way to warn Grandma to hide her teeth from the toffee. The kid always took a long time to get there. You know how slow kids are. When I got back, Grandma was reaching up for her best dress in the wardrobe and couldn't reach the hook. And this is the part where it all went wrong. Okay? And this question I want you to think about there is, why did the wolf race back to Grandma? And what do you predict is going to happen next? I tried to help her get it, but she fell over right into the wardrobe. And you know how it is, Grandma got a teeny tiny bump on the head that knocked her cold. And the kid was banging on the door. All right, I panicked. It looked bad. Not everyone trusts a wolf. I thought they might say I'd done something bad to Grandma. Me? Anyway, I shut the wardrobe, put the dress on, sort of thought I could cover it up, act like Grandma till she was better. I have to admit, I don't have the best legs for a frock. So I jumped into the bed. Anyone would have thought I was Grandma. Okay, so this time I want you to close your eyes and imagine that you're Little Red Riding Hood. And I just want you to listen to the rest of the story, okay? And imagine that you're Little Red Riding Hood and what you're seeing, okay? I'm not going to show you the pictures because I want you to make the movie in your own head, okay? Then the kid came in and started acting strange. She was pretending to be scared again and she wouldn't come close. Oh, Grandma, she said, what big eyes you have. Got rid of my glasses, I told her. I got these new contacts. Really sore when you put them in. Makes anyone's eyes look big. It was the first time we'd had a talk, and she wasn't that bad really. Looked good enough to eat, if you know what I mean. Oh, Grandma, she said, what big ears you have. Now, these are good ears, but I have to admit they aren't a lot like Grandma's, and of course they're pretty furry as well. Oh, these old things, I said, and changed the subject. Oh, Grandma, she said, what big teeth you have. And this was what made it worse. She was about to pop one of her sticky toffees into my mouth, and I couldn't stand that, so I leapt out of bed, and it may have looked as though I was going to eat her or something. Then she started screaming, Wolf! Wolf, you've eaten my Grandma! Do I look the sort of wolf who goes around eating grandmas? It got worse. The door swung open. There was a woodman there the size of a tree, with an axe. I shouted for help, but Grandma was still out cold in the wardrobe. She would tell you the truth. She really would. The woodman took a swing at me, and I was this close to being a fur wrap. I jumped out of that window with the sound of the axe crashing down behind me. I ran all the way to town. And I have to tell you, a wolf in a dress is an embarrassed wolf. People were laughing and that's not nice. Anyway, thanks for listening. And if you ever want any odd jobs doing around the house, just get in touch. Here's my card. I don't charge much. I'm a neat worker, completely trustworthy, and I won't make a meal of it. Now please look at me. So you can open your eyes again. The last question the wolf is asking is, would I lie to you? Okay. So what do you think? I just want you to have a little think and chat with Mommy. Do you think the wolf is telling the truth? Or do you think he might be telling a lie? Okay. Talk to you tomorrow, boys and girls.